Hello guys and welcome to the 61st episode of the Final Fantasy XIV series. Last episode we did a lot of leveling, and one of the other things that we did while leveling was we filled out some of the challenge log. And with that we have a lot of quests available to us now. The class quest for Rogue. So let's continue with those. I mean, we got Stifled Screams, which is a very welcoming sounding name. That's up next, and then since we're level 28, do we have any? Yes, we do. Oh, look at that. Amazing. You looking to head inside? Yes, I am. Come on, Madeline. Okay. Oh, that'll be nice. Hi, Killery. Just the cove I was hoping to see. We've some nasty trouble brewing. The client's on his way, so sit tight and pay attention. I'm calling Underfoot and Astray in on this as well. It'll be a right little rogue family reunion. Jack, the client's arrived. Oh, Marauder. I do love Marauder. Don't love its AoE, but I do love Marauder itself. Our guest here has come from the Maelstrom Command, with confidential orders direct from the Admiral herself, so you know this won't be a simple job. I'm afraid your guild master speaks truly. For several days ago, when an emaciated man stumbled into one of our camps seeking aid. Upon questioning the poor fellow, we discovered that he had narrowly escaped a life of slavery. He claimed that pirates had raided his village, abducting him and many others to sell on the black market or auction block. We dispatched a patrol to confirm the tale and found the village almost completely destroyed. It was a meager settlement without so much as a guardhouse. Thus did its unkind fate escape our notice until now.
You think these pirates had never even heard of the code? Pillaging honest culls and dipping their wicks in the slave trade. They're headed right for a good stabbing.
Aye. Though it ain't set down in so many wits, the code's notoriously unforgiving against those who raise their weapons against the weak. After all, the pirates in these parts were culls that was fleeing oppression in the Northern Sea. Ignore your history, and you risk becoming what it was you hated the most. So, you have a mark for us then? That we do. From the descriptions given to us by the escaped villagers, we've determined that these lawbreakers are members of the Jolly Merchants, a pirate crew in possession of an official privateering license. It would appear, however, the privateering has been naught but a screen behind which to hide their illicit activities. One can only imagine how many other Limincin citizens have fallen prey to these wicked slavers. And we've let it happen right under our very noses. Naturally, the Admiral desires a swift resolution of this ignominy, but merely tracking down those poor souls who have already been sold is proving heavily taxing to our allocated resources. We could throw more soldiers at the problem, but that runs the risk of drawing the small folks' attention and inciting undue panic. Thus do we come to the Rogues Guild for help. We ask that you eliminate the Jolly Merchants and liberate the villagers presently in their custody, and that you do so with the utmost discretion. Consider it done. When those nasty culls feel our short blades pricking into their backs, they'll enjoy but a brief moment of regret before the code is rightly enforced. Alright, let's get to work. I'll be going after the Jolly Merchants myself. Underfoot, the cab, you two lend your skills to the Maelstrom's investigations to see what you can whittle about the culls that have already been sold. Colby, you're coming with me. I think you're ready for the next step of your education. Awesome. Shall we get after these slaving cutthroats then? Our client tells me that the Jolly Merchantmen set a sail from Ailport a few bells ago. They might even board an Imperial ship or two, but that's just some memory they're putting on to amuse the Admiral's swads. I reckon the rest of their crew back on land looking to snap the shackles on a fresh herd of cattle. And just to prove me theory right, one of them jolly bastards got himself spotted creeping about the Ruffmans in Lower Lenasia. There's a bean cove over at Morby Dock by the name of Oswarnicint. What likely you'll know the full story. He's more of a shipwright than a rogue these days, but he keeps his blazes clean for the guild. Head over there and have yourself a prattle, and I'll join you soon, like. Sounds good. Oh wow. Look at that, I have the flower now. Oh, it's just over here. Love the look of this. The Olean Edge. This one's a rear. Gotcha. Rear positional. Here, Swarsant. I know what you are. What can old Swarsant do for you? Hunting down jolly merchant slavers. Well, that explains a few things. I was keeping an eye on a bustle about the dry docks, you see, when I spied an odd trio off in the distance. This rough-looking sod, one of your pirates, I'd wager, was prodding along another bloke and this poor skinny lass. I've seen whipped curs less miserable than the two being herded. Last I saw, they were headed south. If what you're saying about this slavery business is true, then that jolly merchant's not going to walk his charges all the way to the market. No, he likely has a boat waiting for him. And if I were a slaver headed south, my vessel would be hidden somewhere along the salt strand. That doesn't leave you much time. You said Jack was on his way, yes? You best go on ahead. I'll point him in the right direction when he gets here. Also, look at this. Wow, I'm already almost used up all of that rested XP. You guys, like, might not know, but I took a pretty substantial break. So, that's impressive that I've already gone through so much of it just leveling this alt job. Yeah, I should look up the thing to figure out where I put the backstab thingy. Bars. Here we go. Alright, keep walking. I'm gonna be honest, he might not actually have trick attack on his hotbar. I mean, I can't imagine it being very useful to people in general. Let's see if trick attack levels up or turns into anything else. Not that we can see, unfortunately, yet. We'll keep it up here for now then. Yeah, there we go. Why am I going this way? And here we are. Swarsant came through for us, eh? Now, what do we got here? This one looks a charmer. Sudden move, I told ya! Me peg like grandma elbows quicker than you miserable sacks of shite. Or maybe you need another thrashing, is that it? You already forgot what happens when you try me generous patience.
I'm sorry, but please, no more meetings. We walked as fast as we could, but we need food, water.
Then get in the boat and shut your traps. You'll get fed when we reach the other side.
The other side? Where are you taking us?
Are you challenging me or just plain daft? I told you to keep your bleeding mouth shut.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Leviathan Scaly Arse, she's weeping again. Listen, we're at a Dale port, alright? That's where me and my shipmates gather to take stock of the merchandise and decide what gets sold where. You see, some buyers only want lads while others are looking for lasses. As long as we keep these rich bastards happy, we make more coin than we ever did scraping with the Empire's war galleys. Scrapping. Not that you care about that, I suppose. What matters to you is what you'll be loaded into the jolly merchantman sailed off to God's knows where, and limbs'll be a distant memory. So if I was you, I'd fill that empty belly with one last big gobful of sweet Gnossian sea breeze. I'm sore tempted to put a blade twixt his eyes here and now, but that won't get the job done. No, we'll let him guide us to his mates in Aleport. Then we'll mill the whole bloody lot of them. The jolly merchants will get their due. Don't you worry about it. I love it, we match. They've gone. We'd best hurry to Aleport, unless you've a quicker way. There's a ferry what leaves from Candle Keep Quay. I'll meet you across the river, lad. I do have a quicker way. It is called teleportation. See? Nice and fast. Hey, Cullery, that jolly merchant cove's still with his captives. Seems they've taken a room under an alias. Hiding their operation in plain sight. Bold as brass, aye, but it's an old slaver's trick. See, even if some cull recognizes the merchandise, only a single handler gets boned. The rest of the crew just whistles, all innocent like, while their mate is marched off to cry cockles. And you can bet they've threatened a bloody murder for any prisoner what raises a hue and cry. Patience now, cult. We'll just wait until we're sure that all these blackguards have arrived. Meanwhile, you better sharpen your stabbers. We have a busy night ahead of us. While they're sharpened, then we're ready to go. Ready for the job then? Once the jolly merchants are all here, we'll ambush the sods and set their captives free. Let's do it. That ought to be long enough. We'll just have to hope there ain't any stragglers. Listen now, closely now, Colt. The merchants are disguised as plain old venturers and have settled themselves in 3 separate rooms here in Aleport. How do we riddle which coves are merchants? Easy. Take a look at the daddles of that bingo swilling colour over yonder. He's wearing lavender gloves, the exact same type that nasty Saltstrand had on. That'll be how we find each other. They find each other in the crowd. Of course, how I. It's also how I whittled where each of the bastards was staying. Just snuff the hopeless glazes of the company they keep, and you can be sure you found your mark. So here's the job all laid out for you. Hit all 3 common rooms, mill the merchants quick and dirty like, and get those captives their bleeding lives back, alright? Oi! Storeroom door has been forced open. Some thieves thieving sod's been at the ale. They can't have gone far. Better get the lads and do a sweep of the port. Was that merchant cove gulping pilfered ale? You'd think they'd be doing their best not to draw attention to themselves, all things considered. Bloody oafs. Now we've got a swarm of yellow jackets buzzing about, looking for blood. They spot us wandering round in Darkman's. If a feeling they'll act first and ask questions later. It'd be best then if the patrols never even knew we was here. We'll slip as sneaky as we can into each of the common rooms and use them telltale lavender gloves to identify our marks. There's innocent culls in there as well, mind. Let's not try not to stab any as don't deserve it, eh? I'm thinking we should head out one at a time to better avoid them yellow jackets. So I'll let you take the lead after you, Cullery. Sneak, 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 sneak. Easy peasy. Get you your life back. Oh, she's adorable. Kill her. Okay, that seems to be everyone here. Why are they all Lalafell? No lavender gloves, no lavender gloves, no lavender gloves, no lavender gloves. Okay, I think that's the one from here done. We got 2 more. And here we go. Killing the slavers. Love it. Not a bad night's work, you, Cullery. The Maelstrom will be taking care of them poor culls we freed, and I've made sure none of the merchants we downed are like to get up again. As for the jolly merchantman, well, her crew can expect a visit from the Admiral's finest galleys. It won't be for tea and crumpets on the poop deck. Right, me nutty lad, our part is done. Time to head back to the sisters.
Excuse me. Are you the one who freed us?
Aye, is there something else we could do for you, miss? The Maelstrom swads will take you home, if that's what you're worried about.
No. I just wanted to... thank you. If I may, there was one thing I wished to tell you. Moments before you rescued me, that dreadful pirate was muttering into his cups. Something about another raiding party that hadn't yet made it back.
I beg your pardon.
It seems they'd been hunting for slaves in western Lanasia, and being so close to Ailport, our captors assumed that they were out rounding up chattel until the last bell. I couldn't bear the thought of anyone else suffering as I have. Please, is there naught you can do?
There certainly is, miss. You just get yourself safely home and leave this stray pack of jackals to us.
I'll pray for your success. Thank you again.
So much for savoring a victory pint. I'll send word of this development to Underfoot and the Stray. We've some well-earned trade for the last of these jolly merchants. By the by, how's your throwing arm recovery? I think it's time I learned you how to fling a proper blade. When you're out in the wide open roughlands, you often find the need to sting a cove from a distance. And I'm sure a canny lad like yourself will figure else out, so uses for a well-thrown dagger. Just keep in mind for when we hunt down the rest of them slavers. Cool. Put this right here on R. Under 20 damage? Now I have a ranged skill. Delivers an attack with 150 potency. Increases target damage taken. Ooh, nice. Increases the chance of additional items being dropped at target by a target of smuggler stealth before or as the finishing blow. It's nice. Those last few jolly merchant bastards must be camped out somewhere in the western Lanasia. Now, if I was a black-blooded guild-scrubbing slaver, where would I be hiding? There's not to the west but Sahagan Pools, even though the bollocks for brains pirates know better than to trespass on fishback territory, and they won't want to run a chance running into patrols near Ailport. That just leaves us the flock. Aye, they'll likely be nestled down in the ruins out there amongst the dodos. That's where we'll try to pick up their trail. You head over and snooch the place for a while. I send word to the sisters in the Maelstrom. Cool. That is quite far.
Cheerio. Thank you for freeing us. We'd been tied up here since those awful pirates snatched us from our beds.
There's some interesting looking dodos you got there, Culvery. No sign of the merchants, though, eh?
Their leader mentioned heading over to Ilport. He said something about there being no signal, and that was a signal that something was wrong. They just left us hobbled here like lambs for the market. One of them japed about keeping the meat unsullied in case there was trouble. Pray let us flee this place before they return.
And who are you to just sidle in and set loose our hard-won prizes, hmm? 'Twas the damnedest thing. We'd have a crew lodging in Elport, and not one of them survived the night. Done in by a couple of sneaky curs what favored the short blades, they say. Supposing that was you two. Seems you have a bone to pick with our choice of trade. Aye. Can't say I've much use for slavers, except as a place to bury me knives. Oh, and I wouldn't bother yourself with waiting on your ship to come back neither. The jolly merchants are done for. You might have the right of it, lad. But then you wouldn't know the kind of coin three healthy slaves like them ones will bring us. I'll have a new ship and new crew afore a single moon has passed. You hear that, chattel? You're each worth a shining bloody fortune. And you've me to thank for helping you learn your true worth. Ignore this bleeding sod. In fact, why don't you step back a ways? These coves are about to learn the consequences of breaking the code, and the discussion is like to get messy. Did you not think we'd come for you? You can try to stifle your victim's screams in the darkness, but the shadows are always listening. A little late there. Underfoot is here to get underfoot.
Thank you. I shudder to think what horrid fate awaited us had you not helped us to escape. I knew someone would come. You're just like the heroes in the stories. They always arrive at the perfect time and triumph over the villains. Do you think I could be a hero like you? I know I could be brave and strong too. I just know it.
You don't want to be like me, lad. Listen now, me and those coves there, we're the ones what the scary folk are afraid of. And that's 'cause we keep the rules of the world they live in. We don't much care if you shirk your chores or get into fights. But if you ever break the code and betray your mates, then that's when we'll come after you. No matter how far you run up or how well you hide. Live your life like a hero, the hero you want to be, though, and you'll never need to worry about that. I used to constable it and all.
I assume you're the citizens who were abducted by the Jolly Merchants? I am Captain Milala of the Yellow Jackets. Maelstrom Command has entrusted me with conducting you to safety.
It's alright, lad. These folks will take good care of you. Go on, you'd best not get left behind. Was there aught else, Captain? Word on a new job?
A job? From me? For you? How patently absurd. Why, I'd rather hire sewer rats to mind my larder. Was it during one of your jobs that you turned Ailport into a slaughterhouse? What dark age is this that we must employ assassins to enforce the law? It is this continued dalliance with underworld miscreants such as you that prevents Limsa from ever fully exposing the stain of piratical infection. Look at these weapons you bear. Civilized person uses such implements to carve meat or peel fruit, and leaves them at the table where they belong. Do you perhaps clench them twixt your teeth as you swing over rails, like the pirates you hunt? Our fair city has no place for those who refuse to abandon the brutish ways of the past. The only champions of justice this nation requires are the valiant and forthright soldiers of the Yellow Jackets.
Jack, what the hell does this call want with us? I've not the foggiest idea, love. Just smile and nod.
I've not come here to be patronized. I've come here to put a decisive end to piracy in all its forms. Consider this visit a gauntlet thrown at the collective feet of the Rogues Guild. Heed my words. Just before dawn this very morn, a maelstrom vessel stocked with provisions was boarded and looted by pirates. Much of the cargo was stolen, and that is vexing indeed. But it is the theft of three items in particular, three unique treasures of nigh incalculable worth, that most distresses my martial colleagues. As for the brigands, they made well their escape, disappearing into the dawn's mist along with the precious plunder.
A rum tale? What's it to do with us?
I challenge you. A contest to reclaim these stolen treasures. Should my Yellow Jackets and I succeed in retrieving the greater share, I shall formally propose the abolition of the Rogues Guild. Upon review of our achievements, the Admiral will surely concede that your unscrupulous institution has outlived its usefulness.
Blow it out your waddle. I've better ways to spend me time.
Oh, do you now? This institute constitutes a theft against the nation of Limsa. Does that not violate your beloved code? If I'm not mistaken, you've no choice to rise to the occasion. Unless, of course, you mean to slink back into your hole and abandon the fundamental precepts of your duty.
Well, she is smug as fuck. Alright. Yes, Screech and Shrew, you have made your bloody point, and you'll be sorry that you did, I promise you that.
Your paltry promises amount to naught in the face of my conviction. I shall not rest until Limsa is free of every last buccaneer, scoundrel, and shadow-dwelling ne'er-do-well.
Love her.
But now, Jack, for now, we head back to the sisters.
And just leave me behind, I see how it is. Head inside. Give me your class and job quests. Crazy.
Where we last that Milala's got some bollocks.
And it seems she's done well without whiffs of pirate stock.
I don't take kindly to calls pulling me strings.
But the Shrew's right. The code's been broken, and we've got a job to do.
From the sounds of it, though, them coves knew what they were about when they cloyed them treasures.
I'll need you at your best. It is time you learned the art of mugging. Rough up a cull in just the right way, and he'll give up more than what you'd get if you'd just plain knocked him on his arse. Me and the lads will be busy whittling the story on them bit and bubbles, so you're free to head out and sharpen your skills. Might even be as well as you'll pocket some extra blunt while you're at it, eh?
Sweet.
And where shall I put Mug? Does not seem to have a thing for that either. So for now, we'll just keep it there. Well, you know what? Here, we'll put it over here for now. That seems fitting. Here we go, 20, and we'll get access to the iron daggers. Been practicing your dance steps at your cutlery? Because we're about ready to run rings around Milala and her swads. The Yellow Jackets been pressing their investigation into treasure what was cloyed from that maelstrom tub, but as you know, we've got our own network of coves what don't miss not the goings on about the town. As for the sharp end of the job, it'll be you, me, Underfoot, and the Stray. Let's get down to business, eh? Vakeb's last late to the feast, so I'll just make sure we're all on the same page for now. When you get down to it, we have two goals for this job. Fight back them 3 treasures, and mill the coves what cloyed them in the first place. You can be sure that the Yellow Jackals shrews will be doing her damnedest to beat us to the marks, and seeing as the fate of the guild is at stake, try the best that Jargon do beaters on this one. I say we grapple the bubbles, or she's even lifted anchor. and give her a proper reason to rage against us rogues.
You seem awfully keen on this contest all of a sudden, Jack.
Well, here's the thing. They sent me a grievance to the thalassocracy regarding the Shrew's challenge, but them paper shufflers don't care a whit as long as one of us gets the job done. So I figured I'd sail with the wind rather than against it. Besides, we wouldn't want to shirk our duties and force poor Captain Milala to blunder about in this scary Darkmans now, would we?
A very gentleman of you.
Well, them's the cards what been dealt, ain't they? Now stow your quips and let's hear what you've learned about them bloody treasures already.
Hey, the treasures. According to the manifest of that Maelstrom vessel, we're looking to bite back the Cerulean Star, the Silver Sorrows, and something called the Black Sarcophagus. Jesus. Aside from the fantasy names, I was able to whittle a few more details. The Cerulean Star, for starters, is a big gold blue diamond which shines like, well, like a star, I suppose. Then we've got the Silver Sorrows, a pair of earrings, what once graced the wattles of a Sultan of Ulda. There's a tale there, but one, what don't concern us at the present. Lastly, the Black Sarcophagus thing. I'm afraid that one remained a mystery no matter how much I poked and prodded. In any case, all three of these trinkets was recorded as spoils from official privateering raids. Now, as you know, a pirate will usually sell his plunder through a reliable fence. Sometimes, though, holding an auction is the only way to offload goods, what is too extravagant or just too bleeding rare for the average cull to deal in. Our three wondrous treasures fell into the auction-only category. When the bid began in Aleport, the thalassocracy weighed in, and with its ample purse, made some unmatchable offers, then organized a top for the merchandise to be shipped back to Limsa. And that's when our mark swooped in and picked their transport clean. I had a few wids from the Maelstrom sailors as survived the attack, and they pointed the finger at the grinning curs. Problem is, not one cull's seen hide nor hair of the curs, not to mention their bloody ship since the raid. Sure the cat has. Sorry I'm late. But you'll want to hear this. Some of the cargoes, what was cloyed from the transport, was just found during a routine inspection at Le Thagran checkpoint. Le Thagran? Have the curs made landfall then? And what of the treasure? Any mention of it? Not that I've heard, but the jackets ain't done shaking out all the boxes yet.
Then we better get eyes out there. Quick like a cullery. Underfoot? You're fresh for a run, ain't you?
Come on, Colt. I'll race you out to the checkpoint.
Aw, he thinks he can win. My strides are longer than your entire body. Well, I'll give him a head start, and we will end today's episode here. I hope you guys all enjoyed it, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.